Well, Famidah Miller has been following the proceedings at the United Nations Environment Assembly here in Nairobi. She joins me now in studio. Famidah, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta spoke today against poaching. He spoke about poaching at length there. What were the highlights, though, of the past 2 days?
Well, that's definitely the case, Beatrice. The President of Kenya did use the opportunity when opening this inaugural session of the United Nations Environmental Assembly to reiterate Kenya's commitment to curbing poaching as well as addressing environmental crimes. And that's one of the major themes that has come through at UNEA in the past couple of days, is trying to curb poaching, looking at environmental crimes as well as sustainable development and also essentially climate change. And these are themes that have been carried through since Rio 20, and they've used this opportunity to bring together the right people at the right time to address those issues. And one of the major things we've seen come through that hasn't received as much attention in the past is that of the illegal timber trade. There's a lot of illegal logging that's going on, specifically in East Africa. Now Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania have come together to form up to combat illegal logging. This is a huge industry where almost between 30 and 100 billion dollars is lost each year, and a significant amount of that amount of money is then trickling through to criminal organizations and even terrorist organizations like Al-Shabaab. So of course this is a situation they would want to address also in terms of combating the funding those type of organizations. So that partnership is meant to bring together those three nations with in conjunction with the United Nations as well as Interpol, because you'll also remember that these three nations share very porous borders, and also it's a transit point for illegal timber to go through. In fact, Kenya did prevent a shipment of hundreds of tons of timber going through from Kenyan borders, shipping it through to Hong Kong. So this is a serious issue that they want to address, and this forum has given them the opportunity to form partnerships like these to tackle these type of environmental issues and many others.
Quite a packed agenda there, though, for the forum, but the UN Secretary General is also expected to attend this summit in coming days. What can we expect from that?
That's right. Ban Ki-moon is due to arrive in Nairobi. He was in Namibia earlier this week, and once he arrives in Nairobi, we're looking at him talking about almost putting together all the things that have been addressed. They expect to see at least 60 different policies or decisions being made and later implemented, and Ban Ki-moon's arrival will just be the culmination of all the talk that's been happening the last week. You do expect him to address the media at the National Park in Nairobi on Saturday. But before that, the United Nations Environmental Assembly will draw to a close on Friday afternoon, and that's after they look at a couple more things, including sustainable development goals ahead and also setting the 2015 Sustainable Development Agenda. And that's key to ensuring that all the policies that come out in these couple of days, that those are followed through. The next 2 years are very important in terms of formulating that type of policy and also making sure that the right awareness is created, that people are educated. And what's very important here is that while leadership, while policymakers are here to make those decisions, that they trickle down to the public and they're ultimately implemented to ensure that the people of this planet have a place to stay in the future.
All right, Famidah Miller, having followed for us the UN Environmental Assembly, thank you for your insights.